Guys, and welcome back to this week's episode of our Battle Spot Double Series. We are kicking off again with this Rain Call Cash together with that Tapu Lele, Hydr and Mega Metagross. So, we played last week. We had a few games last week with the team to kind of just ease ourselves into it. And it was a lot of fun. So I did mention that I'd probably try and make a few changes to the team going into this week because there were certain areas that were lacking in speed control and stuff like that. But I haven't made any changes to the team so far. What I'm planning on doing is playing this week, playing next week. And then on the Thursday next week, we're going to do Battle Spot Doubles stream on Thursday, and then we'll look and really discuss things about the team and see how we can maybe change things up a little bit after a few more matches. And I think that'll give us a bit of a better insight into how the team's performing as well, rather than just make any big rash judgments and change things up too quickly, because sometimes you can do that and you can change like the flow of the team and things like that. So we'll just give it a bit of time just to break in with it, see how it is playing against certain things, see how we are managing field conditions, board positioning, stuff like that, and then go from there. But then we'll probably change up the team completely going into the next week after the stream, and we'll up the amount of episodes we're doing of a Battle Spot Double Series, and then probably a week or two after that, when we're getting really into it, Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon are going to be out, so then everything will be up in the air. But we have our first opponent from Venezuela, and they are running a team of Lopunny, Mimikyu, Tapu Koko, Greninja, Delphox, and Glalie. So, mad combination of Pokemon, really cool looking team. You've got to expect the Lopunny there as the Mega on the team. So super fast, super offensive. You've got Mimikyu there. Although saying that, you know, the Glalie could be Mega Glalie. So, and it would make sense with that Mimikyu because it's probably got the Glaciate ability, which turns all normal type moves into ice type moves. With that Explosion. Or just normal Explosion next to the Mimikyu, because obviously the ice one would hit the Mimikyu, which wouldn't make it very effective. Tapu Koko with the Terrain, Greninja. This is just a really fast offensive team, but the Rain mode can operate quite well within this, so maybe we do bring our Rain mode. Yeah, so I mean, we've got to watch out for that Greninja, but can lead Pelipper. Do we lead Swampert here? Maybe Swampy isn't a bad option. Yeah, let's lead Swampert. The thing is, though, we've got to be very careful with the Mimikyu going for a Trick Room, haven't we? That's the problem, I think. So, let's bring Lele in the back as well. Maybe should have led with Lele. We've got the Taunt on it, which would have been good for the Mimikyu, but it's difficult bringing Lele as your taunt user against the Mimikyu, obviously because of the Gaussium Z, the never-ending nightmare, can pick up a kill, and we haven't got any Intimidate support on the team, so maybe that's something we need to look at as well going forward. But we're just making mental notes at the moment. So we do see the Glalie and the Lopunny lead out for my opponent. We need to be aware of the potential fake out from that Lopunny onto our Pokemon. What do we do? Do we go for a Tailwind here? Or do we just double protect to maybe stall out the potential? Oh, it's not good. Glalie. Is Glalie actually going to explode? I mean, one thing we could see is the Lopunny switch out. Potentially. It's just if I mean, we've got the Sash on Pelipper. It's just if we get faked out. I'm probably not going to. I mean, we go for a Tailwind here. And we probably just attack as well. Mega Evolve. And, do we just Earthquake? Like, just to get some damage? Yeah, let's just do that. So. The Lopunny doesn't look like it's going to be Mega Evolving, because it would have went first. Just a fake out into Swampert. So it means we're going to get the Tailwind off. which I guess is good for Pelipper. Doesn't matter so much for the Swampert. And what is this Lele going to do? Freeze Dry. Okay. Not so good. But Swampert is able to just take that. We can double into the Lele now. I think that's probably what we've got to do. Brine. Ha. Or I mean, we could potentially just go for a Hurricane into the Lele and protect Swampert at least one turn, just to get some damage onto it, so we can pick up the KO the next turn. We don't need to worry about that Freeze Dry coming onto it again. And we could potentially, depending on the damage of the Hurricane, we could potentially go for an Earthquake and then attack into that Lopunny as well. So forgetting about Freeze Dry completely. You see the Lopunny withdraw. You see Tapu Koko come in. Okay. Which is fine, I guess. Because like the Earthquake the next turn does make a lot of sense. Swampert protecting. Avoid that Freeze Dry. We don't need to worry too much about... Oh, it's an Ice Shard. Okay. I think we should take the Ice Shard though, to be fair. We do get the Confusion onto Lele, which is nice. So you're going to see the leftovers on the Lele. But all we'll do is go for a we'll go for another Hurricane into it. You've got to imagine that the Earthquake's enough to take down this Tapu Koko from this range. Just Lele might survive the Earthquake, maybe. If it doesn't, then you know that the Hurricane just directs onto the Tapu Koko, which is fine. Koko just protecting, so yeah, making a little bit of a better play here. Ooh, Lele going for that Ice Shard again. Bit unfortunate for my opponent, it does hit itself in Confusion, so I'm not going to get that Ice Shard off. Going to get the Earthquake off. So let's see what the damage is like. Is it going to be enough? Should be from this range. Yeah. And then in that slot you can imagine that we'll probably see the Lopunny come back in. Go for a Fake Out into the Swampert. Swampy. You've got to imagine that's probably what my opponent wants to go for. Ooh, but it's Greninja. Alright. So I'm just going to go Earthquake, Hurricane into that Greninja slot. There's a Greninja going to protect here. Because we could... Like, there's every chance that the Koko... I don't think the Koko's sashed. I think, well... Whereas the Lopunny, the Mega of the team. That's the thing. It's all a bit confused. And, like, Koko could be sashed. Greninja's more likely to attack here, I'd imagine. But then I don't want to just sleep on it and let it just get an attack off. But I also don't want to let this Koko... I'm confident that an Earthquake's going to take it down and it's not sashed. So let's just Earthquake and attack into the Greninja. Ooh. So Greninja's going for that Water Shuriken. Okay. That is going to be able to take down Swampert for sure. Ooh. Which is a bit awkward. But we are going to get a Hurricane off into the Greninja. It does reveal its Life Orb. What's the damage going to be like? And it's not so bad. We do get Confusion again. We're going to take a Thunderbolt probably from the Tapu Koko, taking us down to our Sash. But we still have Ludicolo to bring in now. We have got access to Fake Out, and we still got the Rain up as well. So I'll bring in Ludi. I think I might switch because the Rain... How many turns of Rain have we got left? Maybe 2 after this, yeah. No, 1, so Rain ends his turn. I'm going to switch out into Lele and go for a... Do I just Fake Out? The thing is, the Greninja could have Sludge Bomb. And the Coco's likely to protect here, to be honest. Let's go for a fake out into the Greninja. Because we are getting rid of the electric terrain as well. Coco protecting. What's Greninja going to do? Is it just going to protect as well? No. So we are... Oh, because of the psychic terrain, of course, I'm an idiot. And we don't get away with it. But the water shuriken doesn't work either, so... Ha. Fool. Fool, 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 fool. I'm going to go for a psychic into the Coco. I can't believe I just did that. I'm going to swap out Ludi, get the Rain back up, and then we can bring Ludicolo back in and just sack. Sack Pelipper. Disappointing that I keep doing that. Need to wake up. So we do get Pelipper in, get the Rain up. I'm going to see a Z move from the Coco. How's this going to be? If it's into that Ludicolo slot, into the Pelipper, that's perfect. And it is as well, so we get away with that quite well. We're going to be able to get a Psychic back onto the Coco, which should pick up a kill in the Psychic terrain. Greninja, going to go for Dark Pulse, turn into a Dark type. So as long as you don't flinch, Greninja going to go down to the Life Orb damage. No flinch, no flinch, so going to get the Psychic off. Pick up the KO, and we're just down to the Lopunny. So even though we had that ridiculously idiotic mistake, we managed to still get through this. But every time, it's a common 2-week trend on this channel for myself. When I'm playing Tapu Lele, I need to remember these things. So no fake outs are relevant here at all. We'll just go for a Psychic, and we will go for a Z move, Hydro Vortex, into this Lopunny with a Ludicolo. We should be outspeeding, so with Ludi. Lopunny's gonna reveal that Mega Evolution. I feel it might be a little too late. And going for a fake out, forgetting about the Psychic terrain, just like myself, so understandably from my opponent. Wanting to go for it regardless of the Psychic terrain. Wants to fight through, break that Psychic terrain, but it isn't going to work, unfortunately. And we do get the Hydro Vortex off with our Ludi. And this should be enough, more than enough in the rain to pick up the kill on to what is normally quite a frail Glass Cannon-like Pokemon, Lopunny. So, here we go. Good game to my opponent. Psychic terrain does block priority attacks. We need to remember this. Good game to my opponent though, and we'll move on and we'll keep it in mind for our next match and all future matches. It's more embarrassing than anything else. When I'm putting this video up, I'm like, ah, I've done it again. I swear I haven't done it in tournament play, and I played Lele for so many times, but it's probably because when I build a Lele team normally, I try not to include any priority sort of attacks, because predominantly you want to have the Psychic terrain up on a Tapu Lele team, so you kind of plan around that. So, but the issue is with sticking it in a rain team, you kind of need the fake out on the Ludi. Sometimes it's such a good move to have on it. It makes a lot of sense. So anyway, we'll forget about that and just move on. So we've got our next opponent playing a really cool looking team. Volcarona, Gastrodon, Salamence, Aegislash, Serena and Tapu Koko. Couldn't remember Serena's name there for a minute. So, like Rain is really good here. It doesn't look like there's much speed control in my opponent's team. Yeah, Rain's going to be seriously good here. I'm going to lead off Pelipper, Swampert again. Bring Ludi because we'll need it for that. The Gastrodon. We might. I don't know whether we'll be better off with Ludi up front and maybe Swampert in the back. No, we'll lead Swampy. And who do we bring as our last Pokemon? Kind of want to bring Hydr again, maybe. Just for that Aegislash, because that could cause us a few issues. But I guess we do have the Swampert and we've got our big water type attacks. We definitely don't want coming down. I mean, Metagross, but Lele again is probably not going to be too bad here actually. It's just that Aegislash that could be a bit of a problem later on, but I think we can maybe play around that. I just feel like the Rain is going to be really good again here. One option I've thought about as well on Pelipper is it would be hard making room for it, but Rain Dance potentially on Pelipper could be an option, especially when you've got that fake out support from the Ludicolo. You know, if your opponent has got weather of their own that they want to disrupt yours with, it's a good opportunity to kind of lead with it and then at least try and fire off your own Rain Dance when they switch in their weather. But like I say, it's trying to make room for it, which is the difficult thing. So we see my opponent lead off with Tapu Koko and Serena. So Serena's putting a lot of pressure onto our side of the field straight away. But you've got to imagine that Pelipper outspeeds the Serena, so that we could potentially just go for a Hurricane and an Earthquake, and that would probably be enough to kind of clear the field. And I'm kind of tempted to do that. I don't feel like we need the Tailwind here. We need to kind of just get on with things, and if we can get rid of the Serena, like I say, with an Earthquake and then a Hurricane, because the Earthquake will be able to KO the Koko, you would hope. So there's the Earthquake coming out. Should take down the Koko. Like I say, like, Sash Koko could be a bit of a problem, and yeah, it is sashed, so big problem. So what's it going to go for? Thunderbolt into Pelipper. So we'll just take us down to our Sash though, so that's fine. And like I say, we should be outspeeding that Serena. That's just like, oh, it's max speed Serena. Well, it might not be max speed, but it's way faster than our Pelipper. We do get the Hurricane off, which should hopefully pick up the KO. Yeah, it does. Okay, so bit unfortunate that we lose the Swampert, but we do have Ludicolo to bring straight in, which is quite a nice option. We just see the Volcarona going to come onto the field now. Now I don't know if we're going to be able to get our Tailwind up. Maybe we go Tailwind and Z. Z Water move into the Volcarona to get rid of it. So maybe the Koko protects here, yeah. So we call it right, I guess, to start with. Volcarona just protects as well. So we're going to get a Tailwind up regardless, so that's fine. We're going to get a bit of damage onto that Volcarona with our Hydro Vortex, which should put it in range for a Hurricane to take it down the next turn. And then we can just chip whatever, the Koko with an Ice Beam or a Giga Drain or whatever. Wow, that does so much damage, even through Protect. I guess it is in the rain. Do get that Tailwind off. Okay, so we're in a really nice position now. So, like I say, we just go for that Hurricane. We could go for a Brine even, because Brine's going to double damage against that Volcarona. And let's just go for a nice and safe. The problem is if we see Gastrodon come in now. So we're probably better off going for that Hurricane into the Volcarona and then a Giga Drain into the Koko. Because you've got to imagine maybe Gastrodon comes in somewhere. Maybe on this slot. And it is, yeah. So we're going to catch it with the Giga Drain. And like I say originally, hopefully it's not quite enough, but hopefully this Hurricane is enough to take down this Volcarona. Should be. Yeah, it is. Okay. It's a good job we didn't go for that Brine, because that could have been pretty terrible. Like Volcarona there would have been able to probably take down that Ludicolo with a Bug Buzz, or maybe get a Quiver off or something like that, and then, you know, could have went a bit downhill from there. I'm just going to go for a Brine into the Coco and just a Giga Drain into the Gastrodon. That should finish the game up pretty nicely. And my opponent just forfeits. It's a good game to my opponent, but again, kind of just showing how good Rain can be, and I can't really stress that enough within in this format alone. I really think it's like probably one of the strongest archetypes that you can play, and if you get your build right with Rain, I think it's going to be so difficult to beat. I mean, putting a Trick Room switch in there could be a really good option. You've got a lot of Trick Room options with the national decks as well, so that's something to maybe look at, because Trick Room is something that's a bit tricky for Rain to deal with, especially if the Trick Room goes up. But I really think that Rain is probably better than it's ever been, I think. But, you know, going into Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, we don't know what legendaries are going to be available. We don't know what move tutors are going to be available. So there could be new Pokemon as well. You never know. We definitely know we're getting new Ultra Beasts, and you don't know what type-ins they can have and things like that. So it's all a bit up in the air, and until we get the release of those games, we're not really going to be able to say for sure. But we have our next opponent, and probably our final opponent of the day, and they're running a team of Drifblim, Tapu Lele, Kartana, Charizard, Tapu Fini, and Landorus Therian form. So really nice mix of Pokemon here. You've got some nice combinations going on. That Lele Drifblim combination that we know also well from the VGC 17 season. You've got Kartana there matching up well with the Tapu Fini, and then kind of a combination of two slots taking up that Arcanine slot, with the Intimidate coming from the Landorus Therian, offering that ground type as well, and then you've got the Charizard kind of finishing off that Water, Grass, Fire Core. It's a really nice looking team, this. Really like it a lot. Now, how do we get around it? Because the Drifblim will undoubtedly outspeed our Rain attackers once it's had the Psychic Seed boost. So we've got that to contend with. I mean, we could go Pelipper, Swampert. We could bring Metagross here. Metagross isn't a bad option here, but I don't think I want to bring Pelipper up front. Maybe bring... Do we bring Hydreigon? Hydreigon's not bad. We could bring Pelipper in the back, and maybe Ludi? Yeah, let's do that. Let's see how these four get on. It's nice to feature some other members of the team as well in this episode. And with the Psychic Terrain that my opponent hopefully brings to the match, it's going to just boost our Metagross as well. So, we'll see. So you see Kartana and Charizard lead out for my opponent. I mean, you've got to imagine it's Charizard Y. So it's going to put a lot of pressure onto our Metagross straight away. I think I do want to Mega Evolve, and I do want to Protect here. The thing is, if that Charizard Protect's kind of sleeping on, I mean, we could just Dark Pulse into the Kartana slot. But Hydreigon is under a little bit of pressure from... I think we probably just double Protect here. Although, it's a bit awkward, because if that Kartana's got Substitute and it gets a sub up, it's not going to be great for us. Kind of want a Z move into it, to be honest. Like Z Dark Pulse. Because we should take a Sacred Sword from it. Charizard Y Mega Evolving. So it's going to get the sun up. And then Metagross is going to Mega Evolve as well. Turning into from one steel monster into another one. Colossus. We do protect here, so what are we going to see my opponent go for? Okay. What is this? Oh, right, it's us. I'm so dumb. I'm like, what's everything doing? So, we are going to get the Z move off. We actually outspeed the Cortana, which is pretty interesting. Hopefully it's not sashed and we actually pick up the KO, because that's going to be really good for our rain mode. Yeah, clean one-hit KO. So, really nice. And just a heat wave coming out from that Charizard. Hydreigon, because of that dragon typing, is going to be able to take that quite comfortably. Still doing a lot of damage though, isn't it? But it's next turn. Depending on what my opponent brings in, of course, we can try and maneuver the Pelipper in this next turn, get the rain up, and then start just attacking stuff with our Metagross. Okay. So Finny gonna come in. Yeah, let's go for Zen Headbutt into the Charizard and bring in Pelipper. Get it onto the field, get this rain up. Probably take a Moonblast and maybe... I mean, the Charizard might withdraw here, predicting the rain coming in, but maybe it doesn't. Maybe it just stays in and goes for a Heat Wave. We do get Pelipper onto the field, get rid of that sun, get the rain up. She's going to just protect our Metagross a little bit. Zen Headbutt. Oh, it misses the Charizard and an Overheat coming out. Oh dear. But, God, thanks to that rain, we are able to just about take it. Calm Mind coming out from that Tapu Fini. Which isn't ideal at all, because we're going to need our Charizard, our Metagross, to kind of deal with it. But... I mean, we could double into Finny now with an Iron Head. Well, we're better off going for a Zen Headbutt. We'll get more damage out onto it. And a Hurricane. Yeah, let's do that. Charizard's likely to switch out or protect here. We just need to... Yeah, so there's the Charizard withdrawing. Gonna see an Intimidate come out, but and it is gonna actually lower Metagross's attack stat because we haven't got that clear body anymore. That Tough Claws ability from Mega Evolving. And then Headbutt into the Finny, doing some good damage. If we can get a flinch here, this is gonna save us massively. But no flinch. Pelipper avoiding the muddy water. So we can bring in Ludi now. Because we can just go for an Ice Beam into the Landorus, I guess. And we need to switch out Pelipper though to preserve the rain, keep the rain in the back for when that Charizard does come back onto the field. Because if we can't get our rain up, we're gonna lose the match really. So this Finny must be feeling a little bit threatened as well from the Giga Drain, because it's had one Calm Mind, but you know, Giga Drain's still going to be putting a lot of pressure onto it. See the Landorus withdraw, Charizard going to come in. And what we're going to see this Finny go for. Ice Beam into the Charizard. So we probably were better off going for Giga Drain really in hindsight, but at the same time... Okay. But my opponent now just switches out the Charizard into the Landorus to get the sun back up in the end. I think we need to go for the Tailwind here with our Pelipper. 100%. We'll go for Giga Drain into the Finny. get the Tailwind up. So at least when the Charizard comes back in, we can try and we will outspeed it. Don't know if the Giga Drain is going to be enough to take the Finny down though from this range after a Calm Mind. You've got to imagine it's probably not enough, but you never know. Never know. Charizard withdrawing, and we could have, we knew it was going to withdraw, so we could have went for the Ice Beam in that slot, but I think I've got to take a bit more priority in trying to get rid of this Finny because of these Calm Minds. It's going to be hitting really hard, and like I think it's more important to get the Tailwind up. So is it going to be enough? It is enough. Okay, alright, so this isn't quite over yet, because I wonder if a Z Water move from Ludicolo is going to be enough to take down the Charizard in the sun from the range that it's at. But I imagine it's probably not. So there's the sun. Yeah, I don't think Hydro Vortex is going to be enough to take it down. But combination of that and possibly... Oh, we haven't got a Z move, have we? Because we used it at the start of the game. But Landorus is probably scarfed, right? So you could Ice Beam the Landorus, get rid of that, which Ice Beam should pick up the kill, and maybe go for a Hurricane into the Charizard, and hope we hit, and really hope we hit. So there's a Hurricane, it is going to hit, doing good damage. Ice Beam, we need this to KO, so if it's Assault Vest Landorus, it's not great. Does pick up the KO, okay, so we're in good shape going. Still, you know, we've got to contend with Heat Waves and Overheats, but we should take this with both Pokemon. And we're still in Tailwind, so doing alright. Hydro Pump and Hurricane. Like, we could go for Brine here. Its power is doubled, so we're probably better off going for that. Brine probably is going to be enough at this point. Even in the sun, you've got to imagine it probably is. Charizard protecting though, so gonna dodge at least one Hydro Pump. Brine and Hydro Pump. We might be better off going for Brine and then an Ice Beam actually, because it's a bit more reliable doing that. The Brine should take it into Ice Beam range. You've got to imagine it will. Let me take advantage of LS. Going for that double protect. Getting it as well. Oh no. This is not good. Oh, so the Tailwind's going to end now. And a Heat Wave. I hate double protects. Ha. We've got to hope for a Heat Wave miss from something. I think I have to go for the Hydro Pump though now. I don't think I can kind of... I mean, I could protect Pelipper and go for a Hydro Pump. Because how many turns of Sun have we got? 2. 2 is too many, I think. I think we just go for the Brine. Just hope we get a Heat Wave miss, maybe. Heat Wave. Ludi avoids. Okay, so Ludi, this is in your hands. Let's do this, Ludi. Come on, hit the Hydro Pump and please be enough. Hydro Pump. It hits. Is it going to be enough? It is. Awesome, Ludi, you are king. So, good game to my opponent. That was a cool match. That was a cool match and a nice way to end the episode. I get a bit too hyped there, but that was good. Excellent, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it, but we'll wrap things up there, guys. That's been a nice way to end the episode, and the team's functioned pretty well today. It'd be great to hear your opinions on the games that we've played, on the team in general, and what your thoughts are going forward with it. If you've got suggestions on what you would like to maybe see introduced into the team, in particular if you'd like to see certain cores added into a Rain team, or just different Rain Pokemon brought in to kind of utilize that Rain mod that we've got, do let me know. It would be really interesting to hear, but we're going to end on that high, and it's been a really exciting episode, and if you found it exciting and you've enjoyed it, as always, please leave a like on the video. It's massively appreciated. If you're new to the channel, do subscribe, because we have a lot of VGC centered content. That's kind of what the channel's all about. Video game championships, so we have lots of stuff going on all the time, and if you don't want to miss any of that, do hit that subscribe button so you get all the updates for when videos and things come out. But I will just remind you all that we're having a stream tomorrow evening, as we always do on a Thursday, 8 PM UK time, Greenwich Mean Time +1. And we will be doing QR code teams, your QR code teams, tomorrow evening on the stream. So if you're around and you fancy coming along to see your team featured on the stream tomorrow evening, do come along, bring your QR code link as well, and I'll make sure to play it on the channel. It'll be a lot of fun, and we can kind of discuss the team. You can tell me like the theories behind it and things like that. So it should be a lot of fun, and we can talk about Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon like we normally do, and all the past events over the weekend, the regionals that we had, and whatever else you guys have been up to in the meantime. So do come along, it is a lot of fun, and we'll be back with our BattleSport Doubles series next week, next Wednesday. And then we'll do a dedicated stream for it next Thursday evening, all BattleSport Doubles, so that'll be a lot of fun. And then the week after that, we're going to do viewer battles again. So lots to come and lots of things to look forward to, but we'll wrap things up there, guys. Thank you as always for tuning in. Your support is so, like, it's overwhelmingly appreciated by myself. I honestly, whole of hearts mean that, and you guys really just make the channel what it is and possible that we can do all this stuff. So thank you all to every single one of you. But I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to drag this on like I normally do. Have an amazing evening, morning, afternoon, whenever you're watching this. Make sure you're taking care of yourselves, and we'll be back with our BattleSport Double series next week. So until then, guys, take care of yourselves, stay fresh, and I will see you then. So until then, bye bye.